What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Ooh, it's early yet again for me. I am going to go snag some E85 for the car, so I'm gonna go over to Joint-Based Lewis McCord and just fill up the car. I don't have any gas or fuel canisters yet. I ordered 2 of the VP Racing 5-gallon ones, but I don't get them until Wednesday. I did want to give you guys like a first impressions video of the new tune on the car, so I'm gonna go put fun gas in it, or fun juice. Fun juice? I don't know. I'm gonna go throw E85 in the car. Once I get E85 and I get off of the military installation where I'm getting it, I'll throw the GoPro on. We'll do some first person POV kind of stuff. It'll be good. It'll be good. I'll talk a little bit about what I think of the tune, what I think of the turbo, all this other stuff, but I'm excited. I'm digging it so far, so let's go snag some E85. I do want to record this I do want to show you guys this cold start real quick because it doesn't always like to start first try. Come on, baby. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, all right. Where are we at right now? We're at about a... There it goes. Try to die on me. After the car's warmed up, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go get some of that E85 goodness. And then after I get off the military installation, like I said, I'll throw on the GoPro. We'll do some first person stuff. It's a little bit rainy, so we'll see what we can do. It'll be fun though, fun stuff. All right, so this is the second time recording this because the first time I had the GoPro angled like straight at the ceiling. So we're gonna do this again. So we are leaving the house now. We're gonna do a little bit of city driving, a little bit of freeway driving, go over some of the access port parameters with you guys, and it'll be fun. All right, so off we go. So I filled up the E85 this morning. We're sitting at about 62.5% ethanol content, which is pretty good. Generally, I'm going to be keeping the car around an E40 blend, which is about half a tank of ethanol, half a tank of 92. That'll put the car around, on a daily average, about 350 wheel horsepower. So it's a good power interval to be at for a daily basis. Now, since the car has been tuned, I have been loving it. There haven't been any complaints I've had with the car at all. I know, especially like I showed you guys, I know with ethanol cold starts, sometimes just take a little extra love. They just take a little extra love sometimes. So the car is tuned for 20 PSI on Sport Sharp. On Sport mode, which I'm on now, it's about 17.1 PSI. And with an E60 blend, we're probably sitting at about, I'd say around 370-ish wheel horsepower right now. So it's definitely fun, it definitely chooches, and it definitely goes. I'm not going to go into Sport Sharp because I don't need to hit 400 wheel horse. I don't need to play with 400 wheel horsepower right now. I just want to enjoy the car as it is, but I have been loving every minute of driving this car. I have no complaints with it. Like I said earlier, I have a couple canisters for storage for E85. I'll be able to store about 10 gallons for the time being. I'll probably buy more of them later on down the road, but no complaints. Hello, reflection. So I know some of you guys were asking about intake air temperature and injector duty cycle with the car. Hold up. Sorry, it just sounds so good through the city. So for injector duty cycle, when we hit about 12 PSI, injector duty cycle is around 51%, which honestly is not as bad as I thought it was going to be for ID 1050s. Now with that being said, we did bump up fuel pressure to make the 1050s emulate essentially 1200cc injectors rather than 1050. But so far they're holding up pretty well. I am going to have to swap out the fuel pump here soon. I'm probably going to swap it out for an AEM 340 liter per hour with an iWire hardwire kit. That is a tongue twister right there. Just to be able to pull a little more stress off of the fuel pump, just to, you know, make it a little bit happier. For intake air temperatures, because we did do a hybrid speed density kind of setup where we pulled the IAT sensor out of the MAF and we relocated it up into the cold, and we did relocate it up into the cold side of the charge piping. Now, generally, I've been seeing IATs about 5 to 10 degrees under ambient temperature. When we were using the MAF to read IAT, we were about 15 to 20 degrees above ambient temps. So relocating that MAF really does help give Now relocating that IAT sensor really helps give the ECU an idea what's going on with just the intake temps and what it's actually seeing versus what it's perceived to be seeing. So if you are considering doing anything like this, I do highly suggest snagging that Visconti tuning hybrid speed density setup. Really helps to actually monitor IATs. But let's get on the freeway, play with the car a little bit. It gets into boost so quick. So initially with the FP Blue, first thoughts, I love this thing. I love the FP Blue. I think it's a really good turbo for a stock block. Now, I have been seeing a lot of other people saying that they're going to be wanting to swap over to an FP Blue. Now, if that is the case, I do suggest you just get the bottom tier base FP Blue. I promise you it will be more than enough for your stock block. Yeah, dude, it just picks up so good. So I'm just using the standard FP Blue. I forgot which trim sizes, but it is the cheapest, most basic FP Blue you can get. Now the turbo has more get up and go in it, but obviously we did stop the car at 400 wheel horsepower on the dyno just because we were running out of fuel pump. Now with that being said, if you are looking at one of these, just snag the cheapest one. I promise you, if you're on a stock block, get the base FP Blue. It's more than enough for what you'll be needing. If you're on a built block, you want more power, snag like an FP Green or an FP Black or something, but for this power interval, I think it's perfect. Now, after driving the car for a couple days and really feeling how it is, I think that this is a perfect power-wise for a fun street daily driven car. I think it has enough get up and go, enough responsiveness, and enough chooch that you'll have all the fun you need. It's more than enough horsepower to get in trouble with, I promise you that. You don't need a lot to get in trouble, but the car sounds phenomenal as well. It's running incredibly smooth. The camera over here is sliding all over the place. It is just nuts. It's insane. So we hit 19.7 PSI there. Injector duty cycle was about 69%. Let's just drive away from Senor Officer. We'll go this way. We'll take some back roads. We'll play around back here a little bit. The external wastegate in this car sounds mad gnarly also. If you're considering going external wastegate, ooh, do it. Do it. So we snagged the 44 millimeter tile MVR external wastegate. It's not as loud as people were telling me it was going to be, but it definitely is not quiet. I was expecting it to be stupid loud, but you can definitely hear that thing open up. But to be honest, I couldn't be any happier with the way that the car is handling, the way it's driving, the way it's responding. The fuel economy is not the best, but obviously it's on E85. E85 doesn't get very good fuel economy. But in all reality, I'll probably keep the car on an E40 blend like I was saying. E85 is not a huge pain to get. It is a little bit out of the way. I'd say it takes me about a half hour to get to the E85 station to fill up, come back. So 10 gallons, keeping it on hand should be enough for 2 full tanks. So I'll probably, whenever I go fill up, just fill up the car with the E85, And then the second fill up after that, I'll probably just run, like I said, that E40 blend in the car. But flex fuel, I don't know why I never went flex fuel sooner. Like, if you have the capabilities to get ethanol in your area, I highly suggest making the change to E85. You get a lot of good like cooling properties of the fuel. Plus, it's always nice to have the added benefit of being able to make more power if you want to. So E85, I wish I would have done it sooner, but I'm glad that we are on it now. That Mustang's bumper does not fit it. I really do think that this is like a really good power interval to be at for just a daily driven street car. Like I said, it's enough power to have more than enough fun with and more than enough to get in trouble using. But it also like helps, it picks up the car a lot quicker. It really brings it to life, if you want to say that. But now if you are looking to make similar power, there are definitely cheaper ways in doing so than the way that I did it. But keep in mind that when I put all the parts on the car, when I built the car, I wanted to use higher quality parts than some people would averagely do. But you can definitely it's so fun. But you can definitely make similar power for cheaper. You don't have to buy the highest quality, top tier, top end parts to be able to do this stuff. There are some areas where you can kind of skimp out a little bit to be able to pick up the power, but we'll do a full breakdown of how much I spent, what parts I have in the engine, the whole kit and caboodle. That'll probably be tomorrow's video of just what all parts I used and how much it cost me to get to this power interval on the stock block. Now, another thing that I wanted to bring up, because I did see this in the comment section of a couple Facebook groups as well as Instagram, is that yes, there are people making significantly more power on stock blocks on the V8 chassis. Now, I just want everyone to take dyno numbers with a grain of salt, because they're not a very good representation to how the car actually performs. You will see a lot of differences between Mustang dynos versus dyno jets. You'll also see differences in the cars themselves. The 2019 and up also have the Type RA short blocks in them, so keep in mind that those Type RA short blocks are capable of making much more power, much more reliably with the newer, or with the revised rods and pistons that they put inside of those case halves. For me, I'm still using the older popsicle stick style rods and pistons, but I did just want to say that is just take dyno numbers with a grain of salt. They're not a real world good application of how to measure a car's performance. Like, yes, you can say that your car hit XXX on the dyno, but that's just my personal opinion. You guys might think otherwise, but always just take dyno numbers with a grain of salt. Overall, I'm extremely happy with the way the car is. I'm so happy with the way the car has come out. I am very satisfied with the tune and the power interval that we're at for the time being. Like I said, the only other real engine things that we're going to end up doing here soon is going to be swapping that fuel pump for a larger one, just so we're not putting as much stress on that 300 liter per hour DWC that we have in here right now. But this turbo, I'm really glad that I went with the FP Blue. It's a really good feeling turbo. I would suggest it to anyone else who is on a stock block and looking for a solid turbo upgrade. But honestly, couldn't be happier with the car. Those are my first thoughts. Those are my first impressions of the car. Injector duty cycle is still looking good on the 1050s. Intake air temperature, still looking phenomenal with that Visconti relocation kit. So let's head back to the house. I do want to talk to you guys about a couple other things. We'll wrap this video up And then we got, I don't know, we'll live the rest of our days. I don't know what else is going on. So we're back at the house. STI is driving fantastic. Couldn't be happier with it. Now, a couple things coming up with the car is I am gonna be swapping out the fuel pump. So for those of you who have wanted a fuel pump video, that will be coming. We're gonna be doing the AEM 340 liter per hour fuel pump, probably with the I-wire hardwire kit for the car, just because that DW300C we're really pushing the limits on it. So it's not gonna be a bad idea to swap that out. Plus, we don't need to adjust the tune or anything like that for swapping out a fuel pump, just because it has one job, just to send fuel up. As long as we don't change the fuel pressure from the fuel pressure regulator, swap out injectors, anything like that, we'll be good to swap that out. So in the next like week, 2 weeks, I'm gonna get that ordered. We'll pull out the DW300C. I'll show you guys how to do that fuel pump. I'm on my neighbor's porch right now. But I'll show you guys how to do that, that fuel pump with the hardwire kit, just so we can pull off a little bit of stress off of the fuel pump. But I'm happy with it. I'm extremely happy with the car. Tomorrow's video, I'm gonna do a complete breakdown on everything engine-wise that we put on the STI. So that way, for those of you who do wanna emulate this build and do something very similar, you guys can do that. So I'll get that one set up, worked out. I'll have links to all the parts. So if you guys do want to do anything, they'll probably be scattered all over the place again, from Rally Sport Direct, Mod Garage, whole bunch of places. But for the time being, I'm gonna get this video done, knocked out, edited, and then I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna drive the car more. I'm gonna enjoy it. Like I couldn't be happier with this thing. E85, highly suggest it for anyone else who is considering it. But with that, I'm gonna end it here. If you guys liked the video, you know what to do. Go ahead, hit that little thumbs up, turn it blue, like the Subaru. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, your boy would greatly appreciate it if you were. I mean, it's free. You can unsubscribe at any time if you're not enjoying all the goodness that we got going on. But I'll put that in one of these corners. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies. Woo!